That's me, and you're probably wondering how I got here. Well, this is my first week ever snowboarding, so I want to take you along for the trip.
I gotta tap out for a second. Oh my God.
So we arrived in Denver on Thursday afternoon and actually hiked from Thursday all the way until Sunday. We hiked in Rocky Mountain National Park and got some really cool footage, but I know you guys aren't here for the hiking, so I'll put all that stuff at the end of the video. And finally on Sunday night, after getting all of our snowboard rentals and everything, we were finally able to chill out a little bit. And shout out to Silver Mill at Keystone. The pad for the week was awesome. They had a sauna there, ski lockers, full kitchen, everything you needed for a good time. Day one, baby, let's get it. So a couple cool facts about Keystone. I didn't realize that it's actually 3 mountains combined basically into one resort. You have Durkham Mountain, North Peak, and the Outback. And I believe the Outback has some of those bowls up at the top. We weren't able to snowboard them because it was a little bit earlier in the season and there wasn't much snow, but I think that'd be a pretty cool place to go when it's available. For some reason, bindings are so hard to figure out when you're new. So here's my buddy Jay that went on the trip with me. He was awesome. He hadn't snowboarded either, so this was both of our first time going. And man, was it an adventure. So the hardest part for me was learning how to go from that heel into the toe. And obviously, because I just fell here. But man, it only took me about a day and a half to really figure it out, which I was pretty hyped about. So this is the rest of that run. And if you know anything about Keystone, this is right next to the bunny slope on the left side. And this is really where I learned how to turn. And this big straightaway right here was pretty fun to ride as I was really getting comfortable with it. And as you can see, I was starting to pick up some pretty good speed here.
Fuck yeah.
A little victory celly right there because that was my first time not really messing up. And then, of course, as a beginner, you're not allowed to stop and stand straight up. You have to stop and fall. So that's what I did there. So after we finished a couple more runs, Jay and I decided to split up. He was going down the gondola to chill out, and I decided to go down School Marm. And if you don't know about Keystone, School Marm is about a 3-mile run. It's all green, but man, if you don't know how to be balanced on the board, it's going to be a long day.
And it's not a total embarrassment.
And per usual, as a beginner, you're not allowed to start a green run without having a little fall on your butt. Got that out of the way. And now we were able to begin the 3-mile run down the mountain. Remember at the beginning of this run where I said I was going to try not to embarrass myself? Well, look what happens here.
Oh, shit. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Luckily, that dude was super cool about it, but he definitely warned me that it was going to be a long day if I didn't know how to snowboard. And so that's the end of day one. I really fell a lot, my butt was hurting, and this is my worst fall right here. My GoPro literally rolled like 10 feet past me. So yeah, I was feeling it at the end of that run, but day two will be much better. Day two of snowboarding, what you got?
Day two, we're gonna eat a little bit less crap.
Yeah.
Body's about 9 out of 10 pain. But we get a better day. We're gonna be absolutely ripping it down the slopes. No falls today. Absolutely none.
No falls at all. We fell a lot yesterday. Body's hurting. Day two, baby. Let's get it. So shout out the staff at Keystone. They were awesome, man. You could literally ask them any question. And like you see here, this guy's just making conversation just for the fun of it. And shout out the girl up here. She was giving me tricks and tips all day long too. So shout out Keystone employees.
This is my second day.
It took me about, to get comfortable, 3 days.
So day two was a little bit slower. Jay ended up taking a lesson. So my first run was all by myself, and I aced it. I didn't even fall. And you can see by my reaction here that I was pretty hyped.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So I actually went home at about 2 o'clock. Was really considering just calling it quits that day, because Jay was still in his lesson, but he texted me about 2:30 and said he was done and he wanted to hit the slopes for the last hour and a half or so. So I put all my stuff back on. So we made a couple more trips down the greens, and then we called it a day. But no beginner's day is finished without one last fall on the butt.
That was not a soft landing.
All right, post day two vlog.
Day two, baby.
What you got?
much better day at the slopes. Took a lot less hard falls, you know, getting a lot more control in the snowboard. Feeling good about it. Day 3, gonna be much better.
I took some hard falls today. Really feeling it on the backside right now. Sick gondola view though. We got the mountains.
Yeah.
Mountains in the background. Let's go. All right, Jay, what you thinking? Day 3.
Getting ran over by a bus had a feeling. That's exactly what that feeling's like. But we're gonna go out there and get active and lock in.
Yep. That's right. We both feel like we got ran over by a bus. Let's get after it.
Day 3's come to having to hit some stretching. Feeling like a 50-year-old man. No. Good night. Not an athlete.
Day 3, baby, let's go. Here I am just practicing some toe side turns. Almost fell, as you can see, but I caught myself. Pretty good, flawless run down the bunny slope on day 3. Let's go, feeling great about myself. Here's Jay coming down in a second.
Let's go.
And a little fist bump to seal the deal right there. Let's go, baby. And here we go. This is some rare footage of yours truly figuring out how to snowboard. I used to skate a little bit when I was younger, so it was translating pretty well, but luckily Jay was able to toss on the GoPro and get some sick footage of both of us. And here I am trying to convince Jay to go down School Marm, which is the long green run, but he wasn't having it. And then we both fall down in rookie fashion. And here's a little bit more footage. I actually convinced Jay to go down School Marm with me, so I was hyped about that, and he had the GoPro on. So a little bit more footage of yours truly. Jay ended up falling, so we tossed the GoPro around. I put it on my helmet, and then here I am ripping down School Marm. Not one to toot my own horn, but I'd say this is pretty good for day 3. Even if I'm only on my heels 90% of the time, I mean, but if you got any tips, leave them in the comments. I would happily accept them. I'm trying to learn and would love to get better. One of the things I was super proud of myself for was my ability to learn and just pick up these small skills that you need for snowboarding. I eventually got to the point where I could go heel to toe, S-turn, and just do everything I really needed to. As you can see me fall right here trying to go into a toe side slide. It got really fun. So snowboarding is a good time when you get the fundamentals down. By the end of day 3, I was ready to go, but I told myself, Graham, you got to get some footage of your board and how it moves across the snow because I feel like that's going to be the coolest angle. So that's just what I did. Went back up to the top of the greens, and this is the final product. I think it's so cool seeing how the board glides across the snow like this. You're able to see here soon how I'm able to go onto the toe side and then onto the heel, and the real progression of my snowboarding abilities these past couple days. And one thing that was crazy to me was that I started off goofy, and then the faster I got, the more comfortable I felt in a regular stance. So I don't know if that's normal or not. Day 4, baby, let's get it. Last day, best day. I felt so much better than days 2 and 3. My body was finally starting to recover. So day 4 was the one that I really hit it hard. Unfortunately, day 4 was also the day that we had to move out of our Airbnb and also fly back to Atlanta. So Jay decided to take the day off, which meant I had the whole mountain to myself. We ended up having winds up to about 130 miles an hour in Keystone the night before, which brought in a little bit of snow, luckily for the top of the mountain because the first 3 days were pretty icy. But you can see this sort of powder here. I'm from the East Coast, so this is what we call powder. I don't know if that's what it is for Colorado, but you can see a nice little icy slide there. Not powder everywhere, just on some parts of the mountain. And you can even see the Keystone workers right there cleaning up the trees that fell from the night before. Pretty chaotic. Some of the trails were closed off, but man, it was a beautiful day. Here's another video of that run with the little jump. Some nice powder right there. I can't get over this Colorado powder, man. It's nothing like the East Coast. Probably killed my speed a little too much there. Who cares? But made the jump. Let's go, baby. Finally snowboarded back, unclipped my bindings, and we are ready to hop back on the lift.
All right, day 4's been pretty good. Learning how to get from heel to toe, toe to heel, getting confident with that. Powder today. Past 3 days have just been ice out here, so it's a little easier to stop and control the board, it feels. Went down school marm like 5 times yesterday, but it's just ice today, so sticking to Ranger.
So by the time I finished up Ranger 5 or 6 more times, I convinced myself to go down school marm, and I was feeling pretty confident, as you can see here. But man, confidence is fleeting because I took a spill just about here, as you'll see in a second, and I literally thought that I pooped myself. I'm not kidding.
I gotta tap out for a second. Oh my God.
So after that fall, I was ready to call it quits. Enjoyed my last run down school marm and enjoyed those beautiful Rocky Mountains out in the distance. And with this being my last run down school marm, had to cut it loose a little bit. Unfortunately, I had this, just lost my balance here. Wasn't even a bad fall. Didn't catch a lip or anything. Just ripping it. Once again, regular stance, more comfortable than goofy for me. And then one last little fall down there.
The Red Rocks. Day 4, how we feeling?
Day 4, oh my gosh. Immense pain, quite honestly. Didn't even have the guts to go out there again. Driving back to Denver, you know. I don't even know what to say anymore.
Yeah, we're sore. I don't know, I got better this week. Jaden got better, but
A little bit, not much. Just a little bit. Progress is
Yeah.
progress.
it's hard when it's icy, man. That's all I gotta say.
We eventually got to the Red Rocks and hiked around a little bit. Realized that one of the parking lots was closed off, so we had to drive around. And like a dummy, I filmed all of the Red Rocks footage with my GoPro up and down. So unfortunately, it is not very usable for this, but you get the gist. If you've ever been to Red Rocks, it's a sick place to go.
All right, thoughts?
Back at K-Den, what a trip, what a week. Absolutely exhausted, but one of the greatest weeks of my life. Hopefully we can arrive back to Atlanta safe and sound.
Facts. One of the greatest weeks of my life. Here on the Hertz bus, live.
Yeah, gonna put this video together. It's gonna be sick. We're gonna put some cool music with it.